I'm Nico.
And I'm Ed, and you're watching Horror Flicks.
It's your guide to the local legends and strange history of the East Coast. Alright, so Eddie, tell the viewers what we'll be doing on today's show.
Well, today we have a special guest. Her name's Diane. She's going to be giving us some postcards that date back from the early 50s and 60s of Matawan. We're also going to be looking at some pictures in the postcards of the pool that we recently went to, which was in the last video. We're also going to be looking at Treasure Lake and the boardwalk itself. So, Nico, what else are we going to do on today's show?
Well, Eddie, we're going to hear the tale of the Matawan Shark Attacks in the summer of 1916, which made the town popular. It was a bloody day down in Matawan Creek. Alright, so we have a special guest with us today. Her name is Diane, and she has some very special postcards that she has from back in 1953. And on the front of these postcards are some pictures of Cliffwood Beach, Treasure Lake, and Matawan Creek, which you're going to visit today. We're also going to compare the pictures of the old Cliffwood Beach pool to where me and Eddie were last Sunday.
Hey, this is Diane, and she was nice enough to lend us her postcards that she has from the old Matawan.
A picture of the pirate ship building that stood in the Cliffwood Beach area for many, many years. It's just a local landmark in Cliffwood Beach, and it was most recently a realty office.
Here's a picture Diane showed us of Treasure Lake in Cliffwood Beach, New Jersey. This is where we were last Sunday in our first episode of Horror Flicks, and this is where Captain Kidd buried all that treasure. Alright, so these are three postcards that Diane showed us of the old Cliffwood Beach boardwalk, and it's now covered up by the seawall. Up at the top here it says, Pleasure at Sportland, Cliffwood Beach, New Jersey. You know anything about that?
Well, it is the boardwalk that went the length of Cliffwood Beach, that's true, almost over to Keyport, which was, most of that boardwalk actually was destroyed during a hurricane. The pool remained longer, which you're going to see a little later. But in the picture to your left, you see the jetty and the body of water that's there. That is actually Raritan Bay.
This boardwalk right here was covered up by the seawall, which we were walking along in the last video.
So these two postcards, which we just looked at in depth, have some letters written on the back of them actually. And this one it was sent from Keyport, New Jersey in 1948, and you can see that the stamp is a 1-cent stamp. Now, we don't have 1-cent stamps anymore, Ed, as you know. Alright, and then this one here was dated by the person who wrote it May 21st, 1945, and these postcards were painted at least 15 years before the 1960 Hurricane Donna came in and wiped out Cliffwood Beach. Alright, so here's the interesting part. Now we got three pictures of the old Cliffwood Beach saltwater swimming pool.
And as you can see, the border along the swimming pool in all of these pictures, or postcards, is white. Last time we went, which is in the last video about a week ago, it was a bluish color border, and so by the time this was destroyed, and by the time we were,
which is a 50-year span, somebody painted the borders blue, and it changed a lot. So as Diane said before, the pool ran right along the Raritan Bay, which was also a popular swimming area, and this pool was right between the bay and Treasure Lake, which we also visited. And Treasure Lake's right behind this wooded area here. It's right beyond those trees, and the Raritan Bay would be over here. Alright, so Diane, thank you for being on the show. Horrorflix would like to thank you for giving us these great postcards and the pictures inside the book.
Well, you're very welcome, and I hope your many viewers enjoy our little tour of Cliffwood Pool.
Awesome.
Adios.
Jersey was not at ease these past few days. It had been a hot summer with a series of shark attacks in Beach Haven and Spring Lake. Shark attacks were very unlikely up until then. As a matter of fact, the attack in Beach Haven was the first shark attack in the history of New Jersey.
People were scared to go back into the water for a few days, but come on, they'd say, what are the chances? The chances were in fact a bit better than they thought. After the death of Charles Van Sant at Beach Haven, it took a few days for people to head back into the water across the state. But for 4th of July weekend, brave swimmers began heading back in, and things